Good morning, friends. Good morning, sisters and brothers. Good to be with you again this morning. Good to be with each other again this morning. It is Wednesday, June 23rd, 9 a.m. Woohoo! Here we are. Here we are. I'm Brian. I'm the pastor here at Christ United Methodist Church. Love being able to say that. I really do. And you are here for another episode of PB Reads the Bible. And in particular, we're working our way through Genesis. Today is episode 31 on our journey through the book of Genesis. And we will be taking a look at chapter 43 today. Excuse me, let me just clear that up. Yes, we'll be looking at chapter 43, going through chapter 43 today. While you're tuning in and getting adjusted, just make a couple announcements. We will be today's Wednesday, so we will have Thursday and Friday still this week. There's a chance I will be pre-recording for tomorrow, but regardless, you'll see me at 9 o'clock. But if I'm wearing this same shirt, it's not because I'm wearing the shirt tomorrow. It's just because I did it today. Don't know yet on that. Fridays will definitely be pre-recorded, but it will be set to go live at 9 o'clock, so that won't interfere with you at all. We will take the break over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from reading the Bible, and then we'll pick back up again on Monday, and at which point we'll have the 5 days left. Next week we'll finish Genesis next Friday. Woohoo! Then maybe I'll be taking a week off. I don't know. We'll from Bible reading anyway. We'll see. Maybe we'll jump right back into it. Maybe I'll take a few days off. And still got to figure out what we're doing. So let me know. I did hear from someone that said, "Hey, yeah, Romans sounds good to me." But if there are other suggestions, etc., are open. We are open to your ideas, your suggestions as far as what book of the Bible to go to next, and whether or not you even want me to bother. So anyway, I could see some folks checking in. Great, because Facebook and YouTube, they just give me a number of viewers, and I like to know who it is. So let yourselves be known this morning. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, John and Cindy. Good to have you folks with us today, and I'm sure everybody's up to date. I know there's others that are going to be joining at a different time. So if you're not joining live, if you're watching some other time, still let me know. Just so I know. Just so I know. I guess I'm out of curiosity, if nothing else. Um, I am blown away by the fact that you take time out of your lives to do that. I know I say that almost every day, but I really mean it all the time. Um, Humbled beyond words, especially when I hear back from you about things. So go ahead and check in. Also use the comments section to ask questions or to make comments. Tell me I'm crazy because you really disagree with what I'm saying or whatever. And you can also send me a text. And you can do the same thing, either comments or text, if you've got something you want me to keep in prayer. Keep in prayer. So Sunday is worship, 8:15 and 10:45 are the two worship experiences. Both of those are in person. The 10:45 will also be live streamed, of course. So if you cannot be with us, or if you just aren't feeling comfortable with being with us, or whatever the reason, that's a-okay. You can still join us on Facebook, YouTube, and on our website, which is umcchrist.org. If you haven't been there, I encourage you to check out the website and see some of our ministries, see some pictures, and all that other stuff. Play around, see what's there. Don't get scared away by the fact that it looks like it was done in 1980. We've got somebody working on that, and I'm very excited to see what he comes up with. And in the hopefully not too distant future, we will be able to launch the new improved version of the website. And if you're involved in one of the ministries here at the church, especially if you're a ministry leader, we probably want updated information from you. you would like your page, your section to look like. And if you're not a ministry team leader, but you're on a ministry, let your team leader know that we can use new updated information and probably photographs and videos and all that kind of stuff. And I will pass those along. And if I hear from the guy that he needs it quickly, I will let you know. All right, so we're enough talk on that stuff, and we're going to talk Bible. So we're going to look at chapter 43 of Genesis, Genesis 43. So just to recap, refresh memories, in case you weren't watching it at 4 o'clock this morning, Joseph's brothers went down from Canaan. They left Canaan and they went down to Egypt to get food. Every time the Bible uses those directions, went up to or down to, in our minds we might think north, south, and that kind of thing. Don't, because they're really not those kind of geographical directions. Sometimes it looks like they are. I mean, when you look at a map and it says it goes down to or goes up to, makes sense. It looks like that's what's taking place, but it's really not geographically. It's talking about everything goes up to Israel, and in particular, everything goes up to Jerusalem. No matter where you're at, if you're heading to Jerusalem, you're heading up to Jerusalem. Yes, it's elevated compared to most of the other, surrounding land. However, that's not the point. And the point is that Israel is a very special. Israel is a special place. It's where God's people are, but in particular, Jerusalem is a special place because that's where God's house is. That's where the temple is. So whenever you read or hear up to, down to, it's telling you that they're either going to Jerusalem, to Israel, or they are going from there to somewhere else. So, all right. So Jacob sends his sons down to Egypt to get food. One of them has to stay there and in prison while the others go home because Joseph wants to see his little brother. And he makes an excuse that this will prove that you are or are not spies. Okay. So, chapter 43. But the famine continued. Oh, pause. When they get back to Canaan, Jacob's upset because they want to try to take Benjamin to see Joseph. And he's going to say, oh, then I'm going to lose, both my sons. Both my sons. I'm going to lose him too, and you're going to send me to my grave. It's almost as if he's completely disowned the other 10 sons, and Joseph and Benjamin are the only two important ones. So he doesn't want them to go. He doesn't want them to take Benjamin. 43. But the famine continued to ravage the land of Canaan. When the grain they had bought from Egypt was almost gone, Jacob said to his sons, go back and buy us a little more food. But Judah said, the man was serious when he warned us, you won't see my face again unless your brother is with you. If you send Benjamin with us, we will go down and buy more food. But if you don't let Benjamin go, we won't go either. Remember, the man said, you won't see my face again unless your brother is with you. Pause. Judah is the one that speaks up. Now, Judah is the fourth son. Now, of course, Simeon, the second son, is in prison. And Reuben has already said his piece. He said to his father, "You may kill my two sons if I don't bring Benjamin back," etc., etc. We don't hear anything about Levi. He doesn't step forward to try to protect the family and things. So it's Judah, the number 4 son. This kind of gives us another glimpse as to why and how Judah and his tribe, his clan, become so important in future Israel. Because remember, this is looking back. By this time, Judah would have been, this important tribe and stuff. So the author is conveying that. We got a little bit of an idea when he said, admitted that he was wrong and how he treated Tamar and tried to make things right. He he acknowledged his failure, and now here he's stepping forward to protect the family, All right. Continuing, why were you so cruel to me? Jacob moaned. Why did you tell him you had another brother? The man kept asking us questions about our family, they replied. He asked, is your father still alive? Do you have another brother? So we answered his questions. How could we know he would say, bring your brother down here? Judah said to his father, send the boy with me, and we will be on our way. Otherwise, we will all die of starvation. And not only we, but you and your little ones. I personally guarantee his safety. You may hold me responsible if I don't bring him back to you. Then let me bear the blame forever. If we hadn't wasted all this time, we could have gone and returned twice by now. So Judah is really pushing the issue and he's really stepping forward, taking full responsibility for taking care of the family and providing for them into the future, as well as for the safety of little Benjamin, saying whatever he needs to in order to help the family, protect the family. He's doing the job of the eldest son when the eldest son failed, and his elder brothers failed, all three of them. So their father Jacob finally said to them, if it can't be avoided, then at least do this. Pack your bags with the best products of this land. Take them down to the man as gifts: balm, honey, gum, aromatic resin, pistachio nuts, and almonds. Also, take double the money that was put back in your sacks, as it was probably someone's mistake. Then take your brother and go back to the man. May God Almighty give you mercy as you go before the man, so that he will release Simeon and let Benjamin return. But if I must lose my children, so be it. Pause. Notice here he says children, as if, because of everything that Judah has said, he is remembering and that he has more than just Benjamin. And he is more than just Benjamin. Simeon is also your son. Don't forget there, Jacob, bad. So the men packed Jacob's gifts and double the money and headed off with Benjamin. They finally arrived in Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the manager of his household, these men will eat with me this noon. Take them inside the palace. Then go slaughter an animal and prepare a big feast. So the man did as Joseph told him and took them into Joseph's palace. The brothers were terrified when they saw that they were being taken into Joseph's house. It's because of the money someone put in our sacks last time we were here, they said. He plans to pretend that we stole it. Then he will seize us, make us slaves, and take our donkeys. Pause. It's kind of one of those situations where when you live a deceitful life, you think that everyone is as deceitful as you are, right? The way to be trusted is to be trustworthy. So they think that since they've lived deceitful lives and tricked people, that this guy's got it out for us too, got it in for us too, got it out for us too. And, of course, with what Joseph has done and said so far, it's hard to argue with their thinking, but they're thinking the worst or near worst. Continuing, the brothers approached the manager of Joseph's household and spoke to him at the entrance to the palace. Sir, they said, we came to Egypt once before to buy food, but as we were returning home, We stopped for the night and opened our sacks. Then we discovered that each man's money, the exact amount paid, was in the top of his sack. Here it is. We have brought it back with us. We also have additional money to buy more food. We have no idea who put our money in our sacks. Relax. Don't be afraid, the household manager told them. Your God, the God of your father, must have put this treasure into your sacks. I know. I received your payment. Then he released Simeon and brought him out to them. The manager then led the men into Joseph's palace. He gave them water to wash their feet and provided food for their donkeys. Pause. Remember earlier the rules of hospitality. It translates into Egypt as well. It wasn't just a Canaan thing. It's not just a Jewish or Hebrew or Israel thing. It is throughout that whole Middle Eastern area, and they're being treated as guests. That's kind of the point here. They thought they were going to be treated as spies and slaves. Instead, they're being treated as guests. You might even say honored guests, being offered the hospitality of the house, which would indicate also the protection of the house. Continuing. They were told they would be eating there, so they prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon. When Joseph came home, they gave him the gifts they had brought him. They bowed low to the ground before him. After greeting them, he asked, "How is your father? The old man you spoke about, is he still alive?" "Yes," they replied. Our father, your servant, is alive and well." And they bowed low again. Then Joseph looked at his brother Benjamin, the son of his own mother. "Is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about?" Joseph asked. "May God be gracious to you, my son." Then Joseph hurried from the room because he was overcome with emotion for his brother. He went into his private room where he broke down and wept. After washing his face, he came back out, keeping himself under control. Then he ordered, "Bring out the food." The waiters served Joseph at his own table. He's keeping up the appearances, right? He's keeping up the charade of being this Egyptian person and not letting his brothers know that he's one of them. So he's sitting at his own table. The waiter served Joseph at his own table, and his brothers were served at a separate table. The Egyptians who ate with Joseph sat at their own table because Egyptians despise Hebrews and refuse to eat with them. Joseph told each of his brothers where to sit, and to their amazement, he seated them according to age, from oldest to youngest. And Joseph filled their plates with food from his own table, giving Benjamin 5 times as much as he gave the others. So they feasted and drank freely with him. End of chapter 43. Oops, sorry, I'm doing something over here. End of chapter 43. So the brothers still haven't caught on, right? But Joseph has them there, treating them very hospitably. They are honored guests, gives them all kind of food, but special service for Benjamin, the youngest, the one he is full brother, his only full brother. But ooh, what takes place next, right? The charade continues, so to speak. So that's it for today, my friends. Thank you again for joining me today, or whenever it is you're joining me. Appreciate that. Love that. I do pray that this has been beneficial to you, that your time has not been wasted. I pray that God has spoken to you in some way, that you have learned something or relearned something as you go about your day. Not just today, but every day. Be beguiled by the beauty all around us in this gorgeous creation that God has given to us. entrusted to us. I should emphasize that, entrusted to us. And keep your eyes and ears open for what God is doing in your life and in the lives of those around you. And when you see it, say, "Thank you, Papa," and then tell somebody about it, including me. I want to know. Until then, my friends, be blessed.